dive right into it. We've got some seriously intense updates in the world of MMA today. Buckle up. First off, Michael Bisping has some bold advice for Dricus du Plessis ahead of his title defense at UFC 390 against the undefeated beast Khamzat Chimaev. Now, this isn't just any fight. This is one of the biggest middleweight showdowns we've seen brewing in a long time. Fans are already hyped, but when Bisping weighed in, things got even spicier. Instead of telling du Plessis to avoid Chimaev's insane wrestling game, which, let's be real, most fighters try to do, Bisping said the opposite. On his YouTube channel, Bisping made it clear, du Plessis shouldn't run, shouldn't hide. He should go straight at Chimaev, full speed. Bisping said, Dricus du Plessis, you just can't doubt this guy. And he's right. Dricus isn't just another contender. He's a monster, strong, skilled, and not even a little bit scared. He's not trying to avoid the ground game. He told Bisping, I want to fight the best version of him. I want to test my skills against him on the ground. That's rare. That's guts. And that says a lot about his mindset. Most fighters want nothing to do with Khamzat on the ground. But Dricus, he's looking straight into the fire and stepping in. And he has the skill to back it up. Videos have surfaced of him taking on an entire Gracie Barra black belt team and submitting every single one by one. That's not just guts, that's elite level. Physically, the guy's a tank. Big, powerful, with knockout power in both hands. Add to that solid judo, and now, after a recent nose surgery, he can breathe better and go the full 5 rounds without gassing out. Oh, and let's not forget, these two hate each other. This isn't just about gold, it's personal. And look, we've all seen what happens when Khamzat gets fighters to the ground. He destroyed Robert Whittaker. He overwhelmed Kamaru Usman. And let's not even talk about Buckley. The man is relentless. So if Dricus tries to dance around him, tries to play defense the whole fight, he's toast. Chimaev will hunt him down. He's too aggressive, too strong. He always finds you. That's why Bisping's advice matters. Go forward, meet him head on. And that's exactly what Dricus plans to do. Now let's jump to some strange internet drama. Rinat Fakhretdinov believes Paulo Costa is behind a fake Twitter account that was stirring up chaos online. Yes, you heard that right. This fake account, pretending to be Rinat, went viral, over 1 million views, with a post that made it look like Rinat was calling Costa out in the most savage way. You probably saw it. That iconic photo of Costa and Israel Adesanya facing off. But the caption, you got your first win in 3 years. I got my first decision in 4 years. Meet me in November at MSG. Don't sit out for another year. It exploded online. People were convinced Rinat was gunning for Costa. Fans were buzzing. Was this a real beef? But turns out, it was all fake. Rinat shut it down in an interview with Inside Fighting. Not only did he deny the post, he went a step further. He thinks Paulo Costa himself was running the fake account. I think it was Paulo, he said. I think he had both accounts. And you know what? That wouldn't even be that shocking. Costa's known for trolling online, posting memes, throwing shade, stirring things up for fun. He's unpredictable. But if Rinat's right, if Costa really made a fake account just to create fake beef, that's wild. That's next-level manipulation. That's straight-up bizarre. And if Rinat's wrong, then someone else is impersonating him, which is still a problem. Either way, he made it clear. He's not interested in fighting Costa right now, and no fake tweet is going to change that. Now let's shift gears to a feel-good update. Ben Askren, former MMA fighter and wrestling legend, has been in the hospital lately. A lot of fans were worried, but now he's speaking out, and things are looking up. In a video he shared on social media, he looked calm but admitted, my hands are a little shaky from the meds. Yeah, he's still going through it. But overall, he's feeling better. He said, I'm still in the hospital, but everything's been good. Doctors had been keeping him in, worried there might be an infection, but test after test came back negative. Nothing dangerous, no infection, huge relief, not just for him, but for all of us watching and hoping he'd be okay. I don't think there's anything wrong at all, he added. Just waiting for a couple more tests. And that's where it stands. He's not home yet, but it looks like the worst is over. He's on the mend. Hopefully heading out soon. Ben's always been a fighter, tough, smart, and real. Even in retirement, he's a big part of the MMA world. His voice, his humor, it all still matters. So this update? It's a win. And we're all rooting for him to get back home soon. Now, this next story, oh man, it's got drama written all over it. Alex Pereira confronted Michael Bisping face-to-face. And no, this wasn't just a casual meeting, this was serious. You know Pereira, quiet, calm, always composed, but not this time. This time, he was intense. Bisping said it himself. He was out for dinner with his wife, just walking back to the hotel. And there's Pereira, standing outside with his coach, Plinio Cruz. Bisping walks up and says, "Hey champ, good to see you," offers a handshake. Pereira doesn't even smile, just stares at him, cold, intense, like he wants to fight right there on the sidewalk. Then Cruz jumps in, throws a few jabs, verbal ones. Tension builds fast. So why the heat? It goes back to UFC 33. After Pereira lost his title to Magomed Ankalaev, Bisping went hard on him in commentary. Said Pereira looked lazy, like he didn't really want to be in there. That kind of comment? It stings. And Pereira didn't forget. Now, with the rematch set for October, it's personal. He's not just trying to win back the belt. He wants to prove something. Shut the critics up, especially Bisping. For a guy like Pereira to get that worked up, that says everything. He's usually ice cold, but everyone has their limits. Now he's coming back not just for the belt, but for respect. Now let's talk about a name that never stays out of the headlines for long. Jon Jones. And this time it's not about a title fight. It's not even about the octagon. It's about courtrooms, legal trouble, and a whole lot of uncertainty. So here's what's going on. Earlier this year, Jon Jones got involved in a traffic incident. The accusation? He left the scene of an accident. That's serious. It's not just a traffic ticket, it's a misdemeanor charge. But that's not all. There's also a second charge. And this one? It's even weirder. He's accused of using a phone too. And I quote, terrify, intimidate, threaten, harass, annoy, or offend. Yes, that is the actual legal language used. Now let's break that down. This isn't just about a heated phone call. The courts are treating it like intentional intimidation, and that's a big deal. Here's where it gets even more complicated. Jones has 2 bench trials coming up. That means no jury, just a judge making the decision. The first trial is scheduled for August 14th, and that one is focused on the phone charge. Then there's another one set for September 2nd, which is supposed to cover both the phone incident and the hit-and-run accusations together. That second trial could combine everything, unless the judge throws out one of the cases. And guess what? Jones's legal team is already trying to do just that. They filed a motion to dismiss the second charge, arguing that it's all tied to the same event and shouldn't be treated as 2 separate offenses. They say it's excessive, unfair. But as of now, the judge hasn't made a decision. So what does this mean for Jones's fighting future? Right now, we don't know. The UFC hasn't released any official statement. But if these cases drag on, which legal cases usually do, then don't expect Jones back in the cage anytime soon. For now, he's not just fighting contenders, he's fighting the law. And honestly, with Jon Jones, you never know what's coming next. Now, for one of the most talked about matchups that might actually happen, Dan Hooker recently said something that shocked a lot of people. He believes the UFC is actually considering Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett, and Hooker didn't hold back. He thinks it's ridiculous. In an interview with Sky Sports, he said, "The funny thing is, they might actually do it. Paddy versus Ilia, that's insane. But they might." And you know what? He might be right. Hooker basically called it what it is. A business move. Not a fair fight. Not something based on rankings. Just pure marketing. He said, at the end of the day, Ilia's not going to hold the belt long. And then he explained exactly what Ilia's likely thinking. Look at it this way. Ilia could fight Arman Tsarukyan, a super tough, dangerous opponent, but that's a hard fight. Or he could fight Paddy Pimblett, a much easier opponent, and get a massive payday. If you're Ilia and you're the champ and you're getting pay-per-view points, why wouldn't you pick the money fight? Hooker summed it up perfectly. You're gonna get the most money for the worst fighter. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth. A fight against Paddy Pimblett would sell like crazy. The build-up would be insane. The trash talk, the media attention, it would blow up. And that's exactly why it might happen. Ilia gets a win. The UFC gets numbers. Paddy gets the spotlight. Everybody wins, except maybe the integrity of rankings. Hooker admits it. From a competition standpoint, it's controversial, but from a business standpoint, it's genius. And that's how the UFC works. Drama, hype, headlines. Sometimes that matters more than rankings. So the big question is, will Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett really happen? Or is this just another viral idea that fizzles out? Right now, it's unclear. But if it does happen, fans will tune in, whether it's for the fight itself or the circus around it. So to wrap it all up, this week in MMA gave us everything. Michael Bisping dropping fearless advice to a title holder, Dricus du Plessis choosing war over safety, Paulo Costa possibly faking online beef just for hype, Ben Askren battling through health scares with optimism and courage, Alex Pereira flipping the switch and confronting Bisping over criticism, Jon Jones tangled in courtrooms not cages, and a possible Ilia versus Paddy showdown that could explode the internet. This sport doesn't sleep. One moment it's about heart, the next it's about heat, and in between it's always chaos. What do you think? Would Topuria versus Paddy be a real fight or just another money grab? Let us know your thoughts, because in this game it's never just about who's the best, it's also about who brings the show.